Here is where tradition never dies. This is your radio, Cayman. And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and we have a jam-packed show today. We have 3 guests. It spans over from 7:30 right now, straight until 9 a.m. But our first guest this morning and topic is Ponciana Film Festival 2018, and I'm pleased to have joining me in studio our guest, Mr. Badir Awi, festival organizer, and Ms. Mary McCullum, that's Art Director, Events Coordinator for Ponciana Film Festival. It's a pleasure to have you in studio, and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us. Morning, everyone.
Now, the film festival is Saturday, November 3rd. Tell us a little bit more about what's in store for this year's festival.
So it's a night of Caymanian cinema, which is 2 words that you don't hear together often, but is now, words that you should be hearing together. And we're having 3 local short films by 3 Caymanian directors, starring Caymanian actors, and they were all released this year.
Right. Can you give us some more information on those? There are 3 films.
Correct.
That the writers, the directors, that will be showcased.
So it'll be 3 films. They're 15 minutes each. The first one's Interloper by Terry Kwape, and she's the director. They filmed it in Scotland, and stars Melanie Ebanks.
Nice.
Yeah, man. It's super cool. Really great cinematography. Very Hitchcockian. And the second one is Toxin by Frankie Flowers. Everybody knows Frankie, of course.
Yeah.
He filmed that last year, December, here in Cayman. And it was the first time that he used 100% local crew.
Excellent.
For a shoot. So that was super exciting. And he premiered that this year as well. So we'll screen it again at Ponciana. And then the third film is Luna's Ring, which is my film that I directed and was written by the Big Kahuna.
Nice.
And stars the Big Kahuna. So, and this will be the premiere. So this will be a culmination of 2.5 years of work, actually. Him and I have been working on this with a larger team. And that will be the third film, Luna's Ring.
Now, where will this be taking place?
Kamana Bay Cinema.
And how can persons get tickets or get additional information on their packages? I know this is a big event because we support our local talent here in this film industry.
Yeah, definitely.
It's red carpet.
Red carpet, and that's the that's the thing about cinema. It's kind of glamorous like that. At least the premiere is.
Right.
Yeah. Tickets are at eventpro.ky and at the Kamana Bay Visitors Center, and it's $25, and you support Cayman Cinema, and if you're so inclined, you get a complimentary drink with that ticket at Abacus afterwards. And so buy tickets, support Cayman Cinema.
Now, will additional showings be determined on the demand?
Yes.
Or it's just based on this whole weekend?
No, it's on demand, and we've already added a second showing because we have sold out the first showing, which is the 7 p.m. on Saturday, November 3rd. And now we have tickets on sale for the 8 p.m. And if we sell out, there's 200 seats per theater.
Right.
If we sell out, then we'll have a 9 p.m. showing as well.
Nice. Now, will there be an opportunity for question and answers for the cast and crew?
Yes. So the last 15 minutes of the evening. So each showing is 1 hour. The films are about 50 minutes each, 45 minutes, and then we'll leave the last 15 minutes for a Q&A, quick Q&A.
What kind of entertainment can persons expect, that'll be on local display at this year's event?
Well, after the showing, or if you want to stop by at Abacus before the showing, depending what viewing you're going to be going to, 7 or 8 o'clock, we will have some artists on display and some music, because Ponciana isn't just about film. It's about film, music, and art. And we will continue on with the festival into 2019, giving attention to music and an art exhibit, wrapping up with an award ceremony. So we'll have some Ponciana artists. We'll have some of the winners displaying some of their pieces. We'll have some new submissions on display. We'll have some artists actually painting, and we'll have a complimentary drink and some music. We're going to try and theme it in with the Cuban theme, which is where Luna's Ring was shot.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there more films that Ponciana will be showcasing later this year or even earlier next year that you want to share with us?
Well, that's
can.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. I mean, I said Cayman Cinema, and we're showing 3 Caymanian films. There's been 4 or 5 additional films that were produced this year from Cayman that, unfortunately, we didn't have the time to be able to slot in. And we definitely, it's part of our commitment to Cayman is to distribute local content. These films, yes, we would like to distribute. I've spoken with the directors, it's at some point we have a TV channel as well, Channel 1 on Logic. We put some of the films up there too. So yes, there's ways that people will be able to see the other films through Ponciana in various ways, not just at the cinema, but maybe online as well.
Excellent. If you're just tuning into Radio Cayman, good morning. You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz, and I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. Our topic this morning and our first guest is putting the spotlight on Ponciana Film Festival 2018 that takes place for one day only. Yes, that's Saturday, November 3rd, right there at Cayman Bay Cinema. I'm pleased to have joining me in studio telling us more about this upcoming event, Mr. Badir. That's Mr. Badir Awi, who is the festival organizer, and he's joined by Miss Miriam McCallum, Art Director, Events Coordinator. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the film scene here in the Cayman Islands, what opportunity could await, what does this bring to our islands, what it could bring to our islands, and definitely the trickle-down effect. Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more when we come back.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Charles Garfield Farrington, 1895 through 1980. Captain Charlie went to sea when he was 16. He learned navigation, and at the age of 21, he was the youngest turtling captain sailing from Tampa during the time of the wooden ships and iron men. During World War II, he was one of the men who kept those at home connected to the outside world. Following the 1932 hurricane, Captain Charlie, master of the MV Nonoka, of his own volition, carried fresh water and food to Cayman Brac, the first help to arrive. He made representations through American friends to the United States government to allow Caymanian men, once they had a job offer, to enter the United States. This arrangement benefited many families. Captain Charlie was always ready to pass on his knowledge to other aspiring seamen as long as they were attentive, willing, and hardworking. He served 2 terms as a vestryman. He and his wife, the former Miriam Amanda Hides, had 4 children. Wherever he went, he was known as an honest, frank, intelligent, unprejudiced, punctual, loyal man. The late Miss Annie Hulda Bodden called him the most honest man I know.
Radio Cayman's Historical Facts Vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Cayman National would like to remind our customers to activate their new chip cards as soon as possible. All cards were mailed out, and we urge customers to check their mailbox regularly for their new card. Once received, please visit any of our 23 ATMs to activate your card. Doing a simple balance inquiry, which is free of charge, will activate your card. If you do not have a PIN or have forgotten your PIN, please visit one of our 7 customer service centers to PIN your card. Thank you for banking with us at Cayman National Bank.
Oh, gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
You may have heard of them by now. GreenTurtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, GreenTurtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. GreenTurtle.ky. They get there first.
Starting on Friday, a new Radio Cayman CI Retro series debuts. This new series will include a Talk Today feature, painting a word picture of our Cayman Islands' history, culture, and heritage, highlighting its importance to our existence, past, and our future. CI Retro Talk Today Friday at 12:15 p.m. on Radio Cayman. CI Retro Talk Today is being brought to you by Flowers Bottled Water, the cooler water. Have you had your 8 glasses today?
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, keeping the spotlight on Ponciana Film Festival. Yes, it returns to Cayman Bay Cinema with Ponciana Film Festival. It's slated for Saturday, November 3rd for one night only. Enjoy evening of Caymania cinema, music, and arts. The Ponciana Film Festival will feature 3 short films directed by Caymanian directors. And in studio telling us more about that this morning is Mr. Badir Awi and Miss Mary McCullum. Now let's talk a little bit about the film scene here in Cayman. Do you feel that the Cayman Islands have a great deal to offer the film industry?
According to producers in LA and New York and Atlanta and the UK, yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. What about our local talent pool? Do you think they're poised to embrace this opportunity without looking at it? Maybe I don't have the looks, I don't have the physique, because we tend to overthink things, not understanding how much other opportunities there are in that industry.
That's interesting that you went to the actors first.
Because that's exactly what people look at.
Well, that's definitely, that's the truth. Interestingly enough, definitely, I have a casting coming up for a shoot that's coming down in a couple months, and they want all, local people. And, it'll be interesting to... I cast a lot. I've cast hundreds of people here in Cayman. Mm-hmm. So there's more opportunities than people think. Yeah. But in addition to that, there's also the crew aspect, which is larger than the cast. Actors, yeah. And there's a lot of filmmakers, young filmmakers in Cayman who are on shoots right now as we speak, filming reality shows in Cayman. And there could be more. There could be more opportunities. And not only that, but there's also opportunities for local contractors in Cayman, because when this crew that's down now, there's 30-something people working, living in Cayman. Mm-hmm. They bought tickets. They're staying in hotels. They're renting cars. They went to Costules, did a self-flow. They spend money all over the place, restaurants. Right. And so there's lots of opportunity with film economically, not just from an artistic point of view.
Right. And just open up how Ponciana has evolved in embracing this whole film festival, and maybe are there areas that may be lacking attention?
As you know, the art has always been a very large part of Ponciana as well. In the past, we've done the Ponciana Festival all within a few weeks. We've decided this year to spread it out, as I mentioned before, so we'll have some more opportunities coming up in 2019. And we just found that this was a sort of our sort of future of the Ponciana was not just to cram it into a short period of time. It's an ongoing opportunity for artists to continue on and have that recognition and give them the encouragement to showcase themselves in whatever medium that they're working in.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are some key assets that are necessary to promote the Cayman Islands as a film location that you've noticed?
our scenery. We have a lot of talented people here. A lot of people don't realize what all the other jobs that go into putting a film together, from locations, from coordinating the production, doing the scripts, your lighting, your technical aspects. I mean, there's just endless jobs that people may not realize that are there. I mean, craft service, feeding those people while they're stuck on set for a long period of time filming. So it's endless opportunities, and this is an opportunity for us to share what those other opportunities are available to our local market.
What if you have persons who are listening to the show this morning that they feel they may have a talent or something that they can offer to this industry, let's say maybe for the next upcoming casting? How can they get in contact with you?
My name is Badir Awi. My number is 929-4056. WhatsApp me. Call me. You know, I do a lot of my work on my phone, right. and people contact me, I contact them, and yeah, it's fun. There's a lot going on from a film perspective at Cayman.
Have you seen persons come up to you and try to, embrace this opportunity, like if they see you out?
Oh yeah, definitely. And, some people have scripts and stories and they want to film, they want to do their movie. And so, and a lot of parents reach out to me because their kids are into film and they don't know what to do. The parents, that is.
Yes.
It's a surprise when your kid's into film. Like, what's my kid going to do with that? But you'd be surprised.
So are you seeing a fair amount of cinematic work being produced right here in the Cayman Islands? And we got to tap into a little bit about safety. I see all of these GoPros, all of these bikers on the road. I don't know if they're filming, trying to be the next big hit. But how important is safety when you're trying to prove, I got a talent I think you need to tap into?
Safety is almost number one on set and in production. And I'm not saying that it always is. And that's another side of the market, of the business of film, is insurance. And we have to pay insurance for some of our shoots sometimes because we have to make sure that we're covered. So it is something that is thought about in production. Now, of course, cameras are so accessible, and kids who don't want to pay insurance, can't pay insurance. Sometimes we get a little careless. I know I probably did. And so it is something to be careful about, yes, definitely.
Now, are you able to share, just to give little snippets of, let's say, all of the three films that will be featured, like Luna's Ring? Can you just, and what so that persons can, be sitting on the edge of their seat without giving away too much? Yeah,
I mean, okay, let me try. Interloper by Terry Quape. It's a psychological thriller. And Toxin, it's about a struggling artist who, I guess, is rejuvenated by his encounter with a mermaid. And Luna's Ring is about an American writer who must face his inner demons and his quest to find his girlfriend in Cuba.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yeah.
But have you actually, I know in the cinema that it's pretty dark, but what kind of expressions are you able to see on person's face when they get the film? And not only that, but they can relate to the actors. What have you seen?
Well, that's why we go to the movies, that feeling, of connecting and of learning something conceptually and emotionally, so that you're physically moved even by the events of the plot. For me, I get goosebumps sometimes in a good moment in cinema. I relate to it subconsciously, deep somehow in some way, even if I can't articulate it. And that's part of the magic of cinema, and that's why we love it so much.
Okay. We're going to take a next short break, and when we come back, we will recap how tickets and how you can be a part of the Saturday, the one-day showing, which is Saturday, November 3rd at Cayman Bay, getting your tickets and getting out there and support in Ponciana Film Festival 2018.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
Did you know that recycling collection containers are located island-wide in Grand Cayman? The Department of Environmental Health program is an integral part of DEH's waste management responsibility in the Cayman Islands. Start your recycling program at home today. Put your cardboard items in appropriate DEH recycling containers at all Foster's supermarkets, Kirk Market, or Hurley's Grand Harbor. Help keep Cayman clean. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. For more information about recycling, go to www.deh.gov.ky.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore. Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Cayman's Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, and keeping our topic on Ponciana Film Festival 2018. In studio, joined by Mr. Badir Awi and Miss Mary McCallum telling us more. Now, how will you be using Ponciana Film Festival to bring more awareness to the growing film industry here in the Cayman Islands?
Well, our thesis for this year for the film festival is to make Cayman aware that Cayman does not have a film commission. And there's people think that we do, but we don't. And because we don't, we miss opportunities from international productions to come to Cayman. We've all heard that we missed Into the Blue or Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever it is that they decided to go to the Bahamas.
So close.
Yeah. And that's the result of not having a film commission. Now, in order to get one, a whole process needs to happen. We need to have an economic assessment impact on what productions actually spend in Cayman, and then if that assessment is favorable, then the ministers would be like, okay, yes, let's set up a commission, and you have to write it into the legislature. And so it's a whole process. But that's what we want to make Cayman aware that, hey, we don't have a film commission. Bahamas, Jamaica, everyone does. Of course, we don't. It might be worth us setting this up. And that's what we're trying to bring awareness to with Ponciana Film Festival 2018.
Okay, let's hope you get the ears.
Thank you.
Because we see where it can go. Ms. Mary, call for artists.
Yes, as I said, we will be showcasing some other opportunities. Apart from film is our main focus for this particular event, but we would like to showcase our artists and musicians. So anyone who is interested in getting involved, learning more about how to submit for the awards, and also just coming out and supporting the arts. So please get in touch with me, Mary McCallum. I can be in touch, get in touch with me through the Visual Arts Society, who we work closely with, feeding on some of the artists that help us out as well for this festival. And you can Google Visual Arts Society Cayman Islands, and you will find us.
I think now is an appropriate time to ask for a recap on when and where persons can get tickets for Ponciana Film Festival, happening again. That's November 3rd, Saturday, November 3rd, one day only.
You can go to eventpro.ky, and you can now go down to the Camana Bay Visitor Center and get tickets right there. So it's really easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
What would you like to leave our listening audience this morning, listening and viewing audience?
Well, I'd like people to hopefully come down and support the film festival and the Ponciana Festival just in general, and enjoy the evening. And it's it's only $25, and it's a really nice evening, and everyone loves the films. And I think people will be amazed at the talent and the product that we can produce. That's right. I think it's a great awareness in that aspect as well.
Thank you, Ms. Mary.
Yeah, and I think besides from an artistic point of view, there is an economic impact that film has, and I'd like Cayman to just maybe start thinking about that a bit more. So there's two sides to the coin. Mm-hmm. There's the artistic and the and then there's the economic. So come definitely support the local filmmakers, and then recognize that you could actually maybe benefit, your business could benefit from cinematic work.
Definitely. Again, and for those of you who may just be joining us, didn't realize, yes, we're on from 7:30 until 9 a.m. We put the spotlight this morning on Ponciana. It returns to Cayman Bay with the Ponciana Film Festival. It's on Saturday, November 3rd, and it's one night only, and enjoying an evening at Caymanian cinema, music, art. The Ponciana Film Festival will feature 3 short films directed by Caymanian directors. Again, you can always get additional information on the website, www.ponciana.ky. It has been a pleasure, Mr. Owie and Ms. McCullum. It's always a pleasure to have you in studio telling us more, and we wish you all success.
Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for more Radio Cayman's Business Buzz after the 8 o'clock news, sports, and weather update, where we will be talking and getting that awareness out there on what restaurants can do and incorporating more sustainable practice into their business.
And vigilant, cause I know for them I try for ya flat you out. Revenge is equivalent, so don't make your bad mind stress you out. Take it easy, no bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy, no bother with the war and strife. Be smart and diligent. Be careful who you're parried and have clean thoughts. And life will be magnificent. Think positive so you can have a negativity drop. Take it easy. No bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy. No bother with the war and strife. When me say if you take it easy, take it literally. Just go on a beach side and all our vibes, you see. If you wanna know what I prescribe to thee, the Cayman Islands is where you wanna be. Take it easy. No bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy. No bother with the war and strife. Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba. Take it easy. No bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy. Yeah, the drum on man take it away now. Funny, sweet, reggae rhythm, Rowan and Chris I set the groove, bassline just a sing, hopscotch I give the clarity sound. When you hear this song, me want you, feel go and take it easy. No bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy. No bother with the war and strife. Me say if you take it easy. No bother make them run up your life. Me say if you take it easy. No bother with the war and strife. Be sharp and vigilant, cause I know for them I try to flat you up. Revenge is equivalent. Think positive so you can have a negativity drop. Take it easy.
Yes, my friends, take it easy today. Don't be stressed out.
No bother with
Just set things in motion for yourself. A couple seconds away from 8 o'clock. This time check brought to you by Price Right.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Access to information. Your community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanta Gallego with your latest news. Government has published the Gambling Amendment Bill 2018 for debate at the next meeting of the Legislative Assembly. Radio Cayman's April Cummings explains.
The proposed legislation seeks to increase the penalties for engaging in acts of illegal gambling to serve as a greater deterrent, with stiffer punishment proposed for those perpetuating illegal gambling than for individual participants. According to a government press release, the penalties for gambling haven't undergone a review since the first enactment of the gambling law in 1964, and intelligence reports from police between 2015 and 2018 show there's been a steady increase in the number of incidents involving people involved in different forms of illegal gambling. For example, numbers, or the lottery, as it's colloquially referred to. As a companion measure, Cabinet has also approved the Proceeds of Crime Order 2018 to identify specified offenses under the gambling law as criminal lifestyle offenses. The goal here is to prevent the illegal gains that come from gambling from being used to support a criminal lifestyle. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
Defense counsel for a 29-year-old Georgetown man charged with indecent assault and indecent exposure is heading to the Grand Court in search of bail. Leandro Solomon was remanded into custody following his initial court appearance on October 18th. Mr. Solomon's charges and incarceration stem from a video which surfaced on social media. In the video, a man thought to be Solomon is believed to be performing a lewd act in the presence of a woman who can be heard shouting at him to stop and leave her alone. Mr. Solomon denies the allegations. No pleas have been entered. In the meantime, his lawyer is seeking to have the summary court bail refusal appealed in the higher court, and during that time has requested that the magistrate order a fitness to plea report for Mr. Solomon. The matter returns to court next month. In other local news, 25 government school educators recently received a full day of Stop Now and Plan SNAP training at the Family Resource Center. In addition, 2 half-day SNAP sessions for 50 more teaching staff were held. We get more on that now from CIGTV's Donna Bush.
SNAP is an evidence-based program which research proves is effective in helping children and their families develop strategies to manage their emotions and keep their problems small. Now, in its second year and having delivered the program to 3 cohorts, the Family Resource Center is promoting SNAP as an effective behavior modification system. Before the training, the sessions, the FRC team also received 3 days of clinical training to enhance their skills in delivering the programs to local families. The training sessions were arranged by FRC through generous sponsorship. Ministry of Education employee Sean Cahill and SNAP's implementation group liaison officer between the schools and the FRC was encouraged by the enthusiasm the initiative was generating. Now, if you're interested in being a part of the SNAP training program, you can contact the FRC by calling 949-0006. That's 949-0006.
That's CIGTV's Donna Bush reporting. Turning to regional news now, the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands police are investigating the murder of an American tourist after the body was discovered near a popular vacation destination. More now from Carib Update's Linda Bravor.
Marie Canlal, a 61-year-old attorney from Otong, New York, had been traveling with the 2 colleagues who also worked at Suffolk County Legal Aid in Long Island. She was last seen alive on the evening of October 15th at the Club Med Resort in the island's Leeward area, according to police. Kinlal's travel companions reported her missing to police. The following morning at about 7 a.m., her body was then found hidden in a waist-high bush near a sports field at the resort, police said. Her son, Rick Kinlal Jr., told ABC News that his mother earned her law degree later in life and worked more than 15 years as a public defender. Police have released little information surrounding the circumstances of the woman's death.
We now turn to the BBC with the check of international news. That's it from me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with Jonathan Izard. The Saudi public prosecutor has said that the murder in Istanbul of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi was premeditated. State TV quoted him as saying that suspects are being questioned about the killing based on information provided by a joint Saudi-Turkish task force. Security sources say the American CIA director Gina Haspel, who was in Turkey this week, has personally listened to audio recordings of the murder. Police in New York are investigating another suspicious package similar to the one sent to top US Democrats earlier this week. The item was delivered to a restaurant owned by the actor Robert De Niro. He has been a fierce critic of Donald Trump. A French court has ruled that the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, should be tried for alleged spending irregularities in his re-election campaign in 2012. He denies having known that the PR company Big Malion was allegedly concealing how much he was spending. Mr. Sarkozy wanted the case to be thrown out and will now appeal. BBC News.
Access. Information. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Did you know that recycling collection containers are located island-wide on Grand Cayman? The Department of Environmental Health's program is an integral part of DEH's waste management responsibility in the Cayman Islands. Start your recycling program at home today. Put your Type 1 and 2 plastics in appropriate DEH recycling containers at all Foster's supermarkets, Kirk Market, or Hurley's Grand Harbour. Please keep the Cayman Islands clean. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. For more information about recycling, go to www.deh.gov.ky.
In financial news, stock markets turned higher in European trading Thursday as investors settled somewhat after steep declines in Asia and the U.S. spurred by worries over trade and the U.S. economy. Futures for the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Standard & Poor's 500 were higher, suggesting a likely revival of buying. Germany's DAX added 0.3% to 11,224, and the CAC 40 in France climbed 1.3% to 5,015. Britain's FTSE 100 was flat at 6,960, underperforming after poor earnings from ad giant WPP. It was unclear if the gains were a return to calm or only a respite from the torrent of selling on Wall Street overnight that spurred a further drop in technology-related shares in Asia. In New York, the futures contract for the S&P 500 gained 0.7% to 2,684, while that for the Dow also rose 0.6% to 24,770, suggesting recent losses may have whetted appetites for bargains. British regulators on Thursday slapped Facebook with a fine of £500,000, the maximum possible for failing to protect the privacy of its users in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. The Information Commissioner Office found that between 2007 and 2014, Facebook processed the personal information of users unfairly by giving app developers access to their information without informed consent. The failings meant the data of some 87 million people was used without their knowledge. That's the latest in financial news here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
Tune in to Radio Cayman every morning at 7:20 a.m. for your daily weather update. Proudly brought to you by Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. With over 47 years of experience, they'll get the job done for you on time. Free estimate. Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. Call them at 949-4709 for a free estimate.
Cayman Kind is the Cayman experience.
We work at the Cayman Craft Market.
It is a myth that we do not need the cruise ship industry.
It is a fact that when there are no ships in port, we do not earn a living. We depend on the cruise industry, and if it was to reduce by half, many others just like us would suffer immensely. We want to work and provide for our families.
We need the pier.
Support the piers. Support our tourism.
Starting on Friday, a new Radio Cayman CI Retro series debuts. This new series will include a Talk Today feature, painting a word picture of our Cayman Islands' history, culture, and heritage, highlighting its importance to our existence, past, and our future. CI Retro Talk Today Friday at 12:15 p.m. on Radio Cayman. CI Retro Talk Today is being brought to you by Flowers Bottled Water, the cooler water. Have you had your 8 glasses today?
Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings.
A very pleasant good morning to you, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather conditions. Present temperature is still at 81, but it feels like 85. Humidity 83%. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure at 29.88 and holding it. Your weather for this morning synopsis. Light winds and slight seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a ridge of high pressure weakens over the southeast U.S. Forecast for today, partly cloudy skies with very little chances of showers. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be smooth to slight with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Later on tonight, partly cloudy skies, very little chances of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be smooth to slight with wave heights of less than 2 feet. High tide is coming up at 9:55. It's going to be low at 3:51 this afternoon and high at 9:18 tonight. For tomorrow, low tide is at 3:54 a.m., high at 10:36 a.m., low at 4:30 p.m. and high at 9:57 p.m. Sunset this evening is at 5:54. Sunrise for tomorrow at 6:24 a.m. And the outlook is for similar weather conditions through Saturday morning. That's your latest weather, brought to you by our friends at Brand Source.
Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings.
Brand Source Home Gallery is celebrating 48 years serving Cayman with a 20% store-wide anniversary sale. Get 20% off everything for 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, October 26th and 27th. Choose from Cayman's largest range of kitchen and laundry appliances. Browse the huge mattress selection and save 40% off. Check out the Design Center and save 20% on your custom designed kitchen, bathrooms, or closets. And browse the beautiful bath showroom for the most elegant and innovative bath products in Cayman. The Brand Source 20% off store-wide anniversary sale is Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th. Open until 6 p.m. both days. So hurry in now to Brand Source Home Gallery in Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for more details.
Morning to you, Cayman. Let's take a look at traffic coming out of the northwest section of Cayman, of course, from out of West Bay. Traffic is moving along quite good along the Esterly Tibbetts Highway as you make your way into Georgetown. Things looking good on Godfrey Nixon Way, Eastern Avenue, Shedden Road, Edward Street. Traffic is very much in motion. Not to be concerned about. Nothing to be major concerned about, that is. Traffic is moving along good. As you make your way into Georgetown from the eastern districts, coming along the east-west arterial, traffic is moving quite good onto the Linford Pearson Highway, onto Crew Road. Of course, getting closer into Georgetown, expect some slight delays. Once you're getting onto Huldah Avenue and heading out, or if you're heading along North Church Street, South Church Street, of course, be cautious of our tourists, pedestrians. West Bay Road looking quite busy. You're looking down from the Ritz-Carlton, heading into Georgetown, and traffic arming or heading up to West Bay. West Bay Road is quite busy this morning. Remember, there are road works in certain areas, so just find alternative routes. Got your sport report coming up, so don't you dare touch that dial. And of course, more Business Buzz.
In local sports, Net Geeks get ready for more gaming fun in the very near future. Lance Jefferson, co-founder of Gamers Bay and Esports Cayman.
Oh, we got something very special coming up. We're going to be getting started with the E-League. So just like how you have like a soccer league and a basketball league, now we're going to be starting an E-League. So it'll be like anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks of esports. We're hashing out all of the details now, but it's going to be held maybe like twice a week, and it's going to be exciting. More details to come, so stay tuned on that one.
E-League is a professional esports league. Last September, Gamers Bay and Esports Cayman held its third annual gaming event, which saw over 1,000 people fluctuate throughout the Arc in Camana Bay, and competitors took in a few of the most popular games of the day. In sports elsewhere, a federal jury found 3 men guilty of fraud charges for channeling secret payment to the families of top-tier recruits to influence their choices of schools, apparel companies, and agents. Wednesday's verdicts placed the blame firmly on the men for exposing the universities to NCAA sanctions, essentially portraying the schools as victims. The NCAA may view the verdict differently.
Steph just catch and shoot.
The MVP chants inside Oracle Arena started meekly for Golden State Warriors all-star Stephen Curry. However, on Wednesday night, as Curry put on a shooting display, the serenade rolled down in wild appreciation. Curry scored 51 points on 15 of 24 shots from the floor as the Warriors dealt Washington its first blowout defeat of the season, 144-122. And that's the latest in sports here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Cayman's Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Welcome back to the second segment, that is. And our topic in this segment is giving you an insight on how restaurants can start incorporating more sustainable practices into their business. Steps we can all take to reduce our single-use plastic consumptions, address and reduce the growing problem of plastic pollution in our oceans, and hear more about plastic-free theme events. I'm so pleased to have in studio this morning with me Miss Brigitte Namit, co-owner of Cayman Creperie, Claire Hughes, founder of the Plastic Free Cayman Advocacy Group, Carlo Lee, organizer of Live Music Music Festival and Art Festival, and Ms. Shamid Hamid, marketing coordinator of the Cayman Islands Tourism Attraction Board. She's joined by Ms. Stephanie McDermott, environmental activist, telling us more about everything that we need to know. And for the record, even though this is the Business Buzz, these mics are super, super sensitive. So if you don't want me to mute you, I expect you to conduct yourself accordingly. Okay? Now, Ms. Brigitte, as a business owner, what steps have you taken in your restaurant to support this plastic-free Cayman cause?
Well, when we started Cayman Creperie, we took over a business which used plastic containers only to serve customers, only plastic cutlery, only everything was like single use. Mm-hmm. So when we took over the business, we invested in cutlery, regular plates, some extra stuff to wash them, and I was thinking I'm doing great until I met Claire. And then Claire walked in one day and she was like, "What about the plastic straw?" And I was like, "What does the plastic straw have? What difference does it make?" So I boycotted Claire right there, and then but I couldn't really ignore her because she was all over the social media, right. And there was the videos everywhere, and I started watching those videos, and I'm like, okay, like you
feeling guilty here.
So if you can't beat them, join them, right? Uh-huh. So what difference does it make? Yeah, it makes a difference when 7 billion people use a couple of straws a day. So we joined the fight. What else?
Just looking forward, now that you've gone pretty much viral with your appeal to people, and they're bringing this awareness with what plastic is doing to our oceans, just even in our bodies now we're finding. How have you found people embracing your work?
Everyone is really, I think as soon as you become aware of it, people are initially shocked, and then they want to do something about it. Businesses, individuals. It's such a huge topic, but what we find is just by talking, literally there was a plastic straw, and I spoke to Brigitte and said, how about making some changes? And people are very... They want to change, but sometimes they don't know how. Mm-hmm. So it's just spreading awareness to first the problem, and then when people start caring about it, they make some changes. So very receptive.
Now, the holidays are fast approaching, but more so, people are looking forward to Pirates Week. Now, this is an opportunity for persons to definitely make that change. And those one-time use of plastic cups, plates, styrofoam, and all that. What have you all taken on board to ensure that those persons out there who are reveling and just enjoying the beginning of what I call the festive season, that they can also have this at the forefront of their mind?
Yeah, so
At the Tourism Attraction Board, we've partnered with Pirates Week to launch the Pirates Against Plastic campaign.
Excellent.
It was initially inspired by the Food and Wine Show in Aspen. More than 2 years ago, they actually banned all use of styrofoam and allowed only biodegradable products. And then as we look around, and especially after the Bada Banu Carnival, there was a lot of waste. So we really got inspired from that. So we sat down and discussed and tried to come up with ideas what things we can do. So we've implemented a policy whereby only biodegradable food containers are allowed in the food courts. And that's the largest area of single-use plastic waste. We've also teamed up with Plastic Free Cayman to do 2 beach cleanups. So we're going to do a beach cleanup for the public and also our very first voluntourism beach cleanup.
Excellent.
So we're raising awareness to all of our visitors, allowing them to participate and make a difference while they're vacationing in Cayman. We've also encouraged all the bars to use biodegradable cups, so they're all going to be made out of cornstarch.
Excellent.
All the cutlery will be made out of cornstarch. There'll be no straws at any of the bars. And then we've also ordered in some steel mugs. So there's Pirates Week branded steel mugs, and you can use them throughout the festival. So there's no need to even use a cup at all from the bar. Yeah. So there are some of the initiatives that we've done, and it is it's a small start. We've got a long way to go, but we hope that by using Pirates Week as the platform that we can really get the message out there. And wonderful people like Claire and Brigitte, having them on board as well is great.
Now I understand, Brigitte, that there's a screening of Blue. You want to dabble a little bit into that?
Yeah, we're gonna have a free screening of this film on Friday. The screening is gonna happen at 7:30, I hope. This film has been called the Impact Film, and we look forward to have an honest conversation among themselves and mobilize people to get involved with the agenda. And profit has been put on a pedestal for so long here, and it's time to prioritize the environment and the environment which we leave behind for the future generations.
Definitely, there's always a good time to talk about our environment. But Carlo, I believe that there's also a trash exhibition that will also be on display. Tell us more about that.
Oh yes, we have various local artists that are making recycled artwork, as well as we have some student artists making things from plastic. And I think it's just to put all of that in front of our face, so we can have a lot more awareness of what impact we have on the environment through art. And that's one of the most powerful ways we can get the students involved, to inspire them to make better choices than us old heads have done in the past, So all of that we do for art is just to inspire the current generation and the future generation to do better.
Okay. Now, how many beach cleanups or how much cleanup initiatives have you done, Claire, since you have actually gotten the ears and the attention of our entire 3 islands?
We started in September 2017, and so yeah, do the maths. So we're about 14, 15. We've had other ones as well, but it's basically one a month. And we've had some amazing turnouts. We've finally got to the BRAC this month, and then we've now got a Cayman BRAC representative who's going to continue the cleanups, and they've got another one this weekend.
Excellent.
So that's 2 a month for them.
Are you finding that a lot are washing on our shores instead of just persons not being conscious enough when they're actually out picnicking? Do you find that what is washing on our shores? You find a lot.
So I'll give you an example. So I did a quick cleanup in front of the Radio Cayman just now.
Oh boy.
And just literally on the steps. So we have, for obviously on radio, plastic bag, or 2 plastic bags actually, plastic bottle, 3 styrofoam containers that are
picked up by chickens.
Picked and eaten, and rats, chickens, but something's eaten.
Styrofoam is very delicious for chickens here. It's what they thrive on.
And only one thing, which is an aluminum can that is not plastic. So this is obviously not washed up. So there's local littering is an issue. But obviously if we replace these products with paper bags or biodegradable containers, if we were to have a bottle return scheme for single-use plastic bottles like they do in a lot of Europe, you put an extra fee on it, and then it gets put back.
Right.
It's a very simple
Can I
solution.
touch base into that? That's a waste management issue. One thing I've noticed, yes, there's a lot of local trash. I don't want to say like 50-50, but a lot of it is coming from our own people here in Cayman. And yes, have an initiative like a bottle return scheme and replacing it with biodegradable products. That's great. However, that's not going to stop the littering. That goes on to educating our community, especially starting with the kids, and like on recycling and just not littering. You know, it goes back to education, and also to touch base with the film Blue. I highly recommend that if you have time to go watch the film, because earlier in the summer months I watched the film Albatross. It was about plastic pollution and birds. And from after watching that film, that really touched my heart, because I love birds and farmers from Cayman brag lots of boobies and so on. And I was like, oh no, I mean, plastic must be affecting our birds. I was inspired to sign up for the Ocean Heroes Boot Camp. And I went to New Orleans with Captain Planet Foundation. They put on this boot camp on how to put a campaign together for young people. And from there, we have collaborated with them, Plastic Free Cayman and the Captain Planet Foundation, and we've put together the 345 Pledge. You asked in the beginning, how can restaurants start incorporating more sustainable practices? For me, this pledge, I went to them and I pitched this idea. I'm like, tourism is a big thing here. These restaurants, they rely on a lot of tourists to come in. And now that going eco-friendly is becoming more of a trend and tourists are starting to become more aware of that, I told them, hey, maybe we can motivate, condemn, congratulate the restaurants who've made the switch. Excellent, good for you, thank you. Now, let's motivate other businesses to make that switch. How can we do that? So I put a pitch out there, let's get an influencer trip. So we have the 345 Pledge, and restaurants, businesses that accept this pledge, they'll be a part of the marketing campaign, where a group of influencers with millions of followers on Instagram are coming down to promote the pledge and to promote businesses who are going sustainable. And this is not to bash any of those restaurants, because I want to help those jerk stands, those guys with styrofoam containers. But I understand there's expenses in the way of doing that. So we want to work together in a way to help everyone make the switch, because we can't have different levels. On 7 Mile Beach, you have lots of restaurants who are able to make that switch for reasons I think we're all aware of. But what about the jerk stands, corners, a $3 restaurant? We need to help those guys as well.
I think it's an important point that Steph made. Subsidizing some of those places that are really on a lower budget should be a part of the national budget. Because you mentioned earlier that it was a solid waste management issue. If we had more biodegradable containers, we wouldn't be adding to Mount Trashmore. We could be adding to a compost pile at the end of the cleanup when things are collected. So I think it's something where private and public sector needs to knock heads together to see how we can best subsidize. Because when you look at a place like Corners or all of that, they are pumping out styrofoam boxes every day by the hundreds, thousands even, and apart from the biodegradable chicken that they usually have on social media now, we just have it's not chicken, the paper towel chicken. It's the good stuff though. But anyway, I digress. If we had all of those styrofoam boxes turned to biodegradable containers, most of our problem with styrofoam locally would have been solved. And when you look at our neighbor, even Jamaica, has already made steps to ameliorate that problem for the next coming years.
Now, I think Brigitte had some stats with figures, because at the end of the day, business operators, and not to say that they're not conscious and they would not want to make the change, but a lot of insight go into the numbers, the bottom line at the end of the day. So if it was easily accessible to get all biodegradable products such as your utensils and your plates, but you got some very interesting numbers there versus plastic and styrofoam. It was very interesting when you presented it before the show.
Yeah, I just did the numbers yesterday actually. So a paper straw cost me 5 times more than a plastic straw.
Put a number on it. How much is a paper straw?
One paper straw is 25 cents.
Versus?
A plastic straw is 5 cents. Yeah,
looking at the numbers right there. So
paper
you would
container, a styrofoam container is 13 cents. A paper container is 45 cents. And then the cups are how much are the cups? Cups are 5 cents versus the Eco Cup is 10 cents. So
and this is where legislation or changing legislation comes in.
Flip it.
Absolutely.
You can flip it easy.
Yeah, tax the single-use plastic and make the eco-friendly tax-free or duty-free and make it more affordable.
If not even go so far as to subsidize it.
But that also falls on the consumer. Like if we're going to, I don't know if we can name businesses, but... Like,
no, we don't want to.
Please. Okay, so like the eco-friendly with the nice cardboard container... That meal is going to cost me a lot more. It's going to be like $11 for that.
Because you're paying for the container.
Yes. If I go to the other place, it's a nice $5 plate of food. And then we're going down and came out of so many different demographics. And we pay for, not me, but some people pay for that $5 plate of food because it's affordable. And to pay $10 for that plate of food just because of the container, that's
and you can't eat the container.
Yeah, that's just it's not appealing to me. So how can we?
Well, I just want to say, that's a really good point. And with our vendors, particularly for Pirates Week, that was their biggest concern. It's always about, the bottom dollar and what the cost is going to be. But as we researched and we actually ordered in a whole shipment of bagasse food containers, which is made out of sugarcane. And when we compared the prices, it's actually not that much. So we can sell a container for 18 cents, and I believe a styrofoam container is 12 cents.
Okay.
So there's not a huge difference. When you look at it like that, I know that
it cost me 45 cents.
Right, now some of the distributors, right. So you have to, I guess, you could say it's the responsibility of the restaurant owners to source the most economical biodegradable products, or you could say you could place a tax on styrofoam. But there are very reasonably priced biodegradable products out there, particularly the bagasse, which is made from sugarcane. So that's not a huge difference, 12 cents versus 18 cents.
Right.
And we're selling them in the Pirates Week office. So if anybody wanted to come by and buy some or just check out the quality, because I think that's a concern for a lot of people. It's quite good quality. And so, just come and check it out, and an extra 6 cents or so is not that much.
Well, I don't mind going back to the days of being out on picnics with my parents, and they had the good fried fish with the fritters, and you had a grape leaf holding it on. Good to go. That's what we're used to, or the plantain sucker leaves.
So it is. It's going back in time. We've become so used to this single-use convenience.
Exactly.
And it's actually literally killing us because, and the thing about awareness is styrofoam actually leaches chemicals into your hot food, especially hot food. So, and it's been proven to be carcinogenic, so it's going to cause cancer. So your hot food that you get, if it's in a styrofoam container, is adding to your
and worse when you microwave it.
Absolutely.
But you notice that they actually melt.
Yeah.
Even you put those styrofoam plates, the food too, even putting
too
much
hot food in
it, it melts.
You'll see it. Yeah.
But many people don't realize. So if you serve in styrofoam, you're effectively poisoning your customers, but people are unaware, so it's raising this awareness and then making changes from there.
So Claire, I mean, like we always have this chicken and egg situation, like who starts, who's going to go first. I think it's all of our responsibilities, but first off, I think it's more legislation that needs to change in terms of making certain things more expensive, more taxing, so that economical factor where people say that, styrofoam is cheaper, make that not true anymore, and then you'll slowly change consumer habit, because when you look at passing that on to the consumers that they should get reusable containers, you have 50,000-60,000 people that needs to get containers, right? However, now if you made it less, now you have like 12,000 businesses on island, and let's say 6,000 of them are food business. If you pass that on to them, that's 10% of what that focus needs to be on. So I think we need to look at it from a macro level to say these are the changes that can make the most effective change in the community. And I think we need to start from the top. Legislation, then the businesses need to make better choices, and then we pass it on to the consumers, because the way that consumers can pass it on is by getting reusable water containers and just ameliorate that whole problem of plastic bottles.
Yep.
I have over 6,000.
Yeah. So as you said earlier, Jamaica have made that, and it's come right from the top, and there'll be a phasing out period, and people will get used to it. But ultimately, and the EU just yesterday announced a ban on single-use plastics, and it has to come. I mean, and the Caribbean, we need to wake up to this. And to go back to your original question, over about if there's local littering and versus plastic washing up on the shores. Absolutely. We are getting an increase over the last 5 years, even I've seen over the last year, of plastic washing up on our shores. I know that's not coming from Cayman, but people are pointing fingers. Yes, it's true. We've literally found plastic that says Haiti on it, so we know it's coming from Haiti and Dominican Republic. But they've also got such a social, economic issues over there that are big. But you shouldn't be pointing fingers. We have to look at what we're doing here, because at the end of the day, the ocean currents, the ocean, it all comes back. Whatever you throw out comes back again.
Now, are there any plastic-free theme events that are planned for the remainder of the year?
I mean, I guess it's just integration in all of the events that are here. Just like Go Clear, advocate for people to use less plastics and styrofoam. I think it's not just one thing that bubbles up, where I think we're trying to approach a lot more businesses and organizers to try to ameliorate the whole problem of plastic by not included in their event. I think Pirates Week has made one of the biggest efforts as a national festival to take that big step, and I think that's where we see most of the impact from, when bigger organizers where they can centralize this thing and affect a lot more change with their vendors. And that's what we need to see, and we'll have that knock-on effect. So just like how we're a small island, I think once we do it, more small island, we'll have that knock-on effect. And I think Jamaica should inspire us to make these changes soon as well.
We've also got schools, plastic-free schools. National Trust are working on that as well. So there's things going on all the time. And then this pledge that we've got, the 345 pledge, that's about to be rolled out to businesses. Businesses will be sending you an email, and we'll be telling you more about that. And that's hopefully going to be huge. It's just making those very small steps that are going to go a long way.
So what's the importance in getting the message out to the Cayman public about plastic-free awareness events?
I think that we need to set a new trend, basically. So consumers very often, they prefer the straw because they don't want their lips to touch the glass. They prefer sanitary items, so they want single-use sauces, dressings, and stuff like that. So we need to set a trend that single-use items are not cool. That reusing items is cool, and it's maybe. I don't know. I have sometimes customers who just prefer to eat in a restaurant from a container. It's not cool, and I'm watching into customers, and they came, they picked up, and there is a container, there is plastic inside, there is a paper bag, and it's for nothing because they ate in a restaurant. That makes no sense.
Yes,
but that's kind of flawed. People do say, it's sanitary reasons they'd like a straw for, but at the end of the day, the liquid they are drinking is in that cup. So. If you put your lips to it, or if it's in and you're drinking it out of a straw, it's the exact same thing. So it's
different points of contact.
It's breaking the mindset.
It is.
It goes back to education, especially starting with the youth. If we want to start this trend, it has to be with the youth, bringing it up.
Correct.
Because we're not used to eating out of a banana leaf.
No, but
we've grown up in this convenient lifestyle.
But look at the price. So now we're making a change.
Yeah, but the waste can be reversed. There is nothing wrong with that. So,
Can I just say, one of our pirates, Darwin, he is so hardcore against single-use plastic that he carries a plate sometimes with him. So I offered to buy him lunch one day at this small little restaurant, and they had styrofoam, and he said, no, I don't want any food from there. I don't support anybody with styrofoam. And I'm like, no, support them. The food's really good. And he's like, okay, give me a plate. So I gave him a plate, and he literally went with his plate and handed it across the counter, and they put their food on the plate for him.
You see,
many places will do that. Many places will. If you just ask or take it along and ask, I could name. Can I name positive? So
I don't think it would be against them.
So I went to Yoshi's. My daughter loves Yoshi's, but I've avoided it because of the single use. And so we took our own containers and our own bag, and they were very, very happy.
Okay.
And I think a lot of Cayman businesses do that. So you have a lot of local retailers that are selling reusable plates, utensils. You can get a metallic straw if you're addicted to sucking. I think we can make some informed decisions on the customer side, but I think everybody it needs to be a concerted effort, and we just need to start making those changes as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
And I know that Claire's on it, so we're in good hands.
We have to support each other and bring each other up. And help out where we can.
And what Steph mentioned is very important. We need to start with the youth to make it normal. all of these things shouldn't be like you're trying too hard. It should be normal.
Because I understand when she says, I'm not used to eating out of a planting leaf. Our parents and grandparents didn't die. Okay?
Globally also, there's a big push to hold the producers of that plastic responsible. There's a corporate responsibility. So, people, they have to buy their products, but the products are being given in containers that are not eco-friendly. They're not biodegradable. There's a big push towards Coca-Cola at the moment. Greenpeace, they've seen holding up a Coca-Cola bottle and asking them, is this yours?
Yes.
And kind of returning it to them. In the UK, Walker's Crisps, people been posting their crisp packets back.
I'm sure people are like, why should we care about plastic pollution? And there's like turtles, our turtles, we need to care about our turtle conservation, and then like our corals are bleaching and so on. But everything's interconnected in the environment, and this plastic is made out of petroleum, which goes back to global warming, which is contributing to coral bleaching. And if we have plastic on our beaches, how can our turtles go there to nest? So we need to look at the bigger picture and then
look at us all as one big wheel. But because time is against us, please, what key takeaways from this discussion would you hope people will grasp relating to plastic pollution? And I'll just take that as closing from each of you.
Well, I could really quickly just say, just think about one simple thing or two simple things that you can do to affect better change in your life as it relates to your waste and impact on the environment generally. Just think about simple things.
Okay, Brigitte?
Well, we in the restaurant business is very cutthroat, sort of like there's too many restaurants. The profits are sometimes small, especially in the slow season. So I'm still hoping that we're going to be able to bring down that price, and that it's not all about the profit. Like we have to put the environment as a priority. So
thank you.
It's the responsibility.
When the 345 pledge goes out, I really hope the businesses accept that. We are here to support you with a marketing campaign and to help out where we can with expenses and so on with these biodegradable products. And we just want to support the community, and I hope you accept it.
Thank you. Claire?
Please just refuse the big four: plastic bottles, plastic straws, plastic bags, plastic cups, and do it in a polite way, but say, no, I don't use plastic, and that will force some change.
And Shema?
Yeah, I would agree with Claire, and I think if we can put out a challenge for Pirates Week, that could be a start. Let's see how little single-use plastic you can use during the festival, like buy a mug or buy from the vendor that has the biodegradable products, and just don't use straws or use your steel straws. And like picking 3 things, like Carlo said too, it is really tangible and achievable. So maybe we can start the challenge and see.
Okay, thank you. It has been a pleasure. I want to thank you, and do not give up this fight. We all have our part to share, and why should you care? You should care because by 2025, it is estimated that there will be 1 ton of plastic in the ocean for every 3 tons of fish. That's only one element. What will it be doing to our bodies? Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more after this break, and when we come back, more of the Business Buzz with CNCF about the new play that will be hitting the stage.
You may have heard of them by now. greenturtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, greenturtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. greenturtle.ky. They get there first.
Starting on Friday, a new Radio Cayman CI Retro series debuts. This new series will include a Talk Today feature, painting a word picture of our Cayman Islands' history, culture, and heritage, highlighting its importance to our existence, past, and our future. CI Retro Talk Today Friday at 12:15 p.m. on Radio Cayman. CI Retro Talk Today is being brought to you by Flowers Bottled Water, the cooler water. Have you had your 8 glasses today?
Mark your calendars. Radio Cayman's Breeze Fusion Walk Run is coming. Sister Islanders, save the date. Saturday, November 24th. Breeze FM and Radio Cayman will be returning to the BRAC for the 3rd annual BRAC Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run at the public beach on South Side. This year's 5K event will be raising funds for the So and So Club. Registration is only $15 for adults and $10 for kids. For more information, visit caymanactive.com.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Cruise tourism is a vital part of Cayman's economy. It is the government's responsibility to create an environment where our people can have an opportunity to grow and prosper today, tomorrow, and into the future. It is a myth that Cayman does not need cruise tourism. It is a fact that cruise passengers spend $200 million per year buying services from small businesses, tour operators, attractions, restaurants, and retail shops. Those funds stay right here, supporting our economy and communities. Support the pairs. Support our tourism.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome back as we continue with Radio Cayman's Business Buzz in our third segment. And we put the spotlight on and focus on the upcoming fascinating and insightful play entitled Moon on a Rainbow Shawl. We talked to Miss Giselle Webb, who is an actress and cast member, and be joined by Miss Marcia Matu, Managing Director of CNCF, and she's also a cast member in this upcoming play. Welcome to our show, ladies.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Before we go into this upcoming show, can you share with us briefly some overview and background on the Cayman National Cultural Foundation?
You know, I like to say CNCF is the Colgate Palmolive of the Cayman Islands. So, you know Colgate, right? You think of toothpaste usually. Foundation. But do you realize that they also do Speed Stick, Iris Spray, Tom's products, Ajax, Fabuloso. So, Cultural Foundation, we're the people behind Rundown, Gimme Story International Storytelling Festival, K-Fest, Red Sky at Night, the National Arts and Culture Awards. So, we basically are the organization that helps to stimulate and put on display Caymanian arts and culture.
Excellent. So set the stage for us about this new play that's coming up, Moon on a Rainbow Shawl. What is it based on? And, you know, just tell us more. Because I know it's always good stuff coming out of there.
Well, the play is set in Trinidad, Port of Spain. It's written by a Trinidadian playwright. His name is Errol John, and it's written in the setting is 1957.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about a tenement yard, perhaps, where it's multiple occupancy housing, and there's several families, about 4 sets of families, and how they mingle, and of course there's a little bit of everything in the play. A little bit of ruction, a little bit of romance, a little bit of sass.
Battle lines drawn. In fact, interestingly enough, the two cast members that you have here now, we do not get along at all in this.
Well, you could never tell.
Oh my God.
Today.
Thank God you're not in character.
This is a harmonious moment. But honestly, when we're on stage, it is like, whew,
we're like that.
Yeah, we are definitely on the other side, each on the other side of the battle lines drawn. There's romance. There are moments where tears, we hope, will come to the audience eyes. They will be laughing. It's really a play about life. I mean, it is set in 1957, but there are universal themes. It's about people who have hopes and dreams and are trying to reach for them under perhaps some challenging circumstances. But I think anybody who comes to the production will be able to recognize
or relate to some part in the plot. It's true.
So when does the play open at the Hartwell Theatre, and how long will it run for?
So it opens next week, Thursday. That's the 1st of November. That's the only Thursday that it'll be on for. After that, it's every Friday through Sunday in November, Fridays and Saturdays, and that opening Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then the Sunday shows are a bit earlier, at 6.
Okay. Who plays the main characters in the play?
Characters.
Well, it's an ensemble. Yeah, so what do we say? I mean, obviously, Giselle and I play significant roles. Giselle is Mavis. I'm Sophia. There's also...
Mavis sound like a rebel.
Yes, you got it. You put your finger on it right there. Quite the rebel. And you wouldn't believe it from this lovely, elegant...
Looks are deceiving.
Bats my eyes. We have Fritz McPherson, who's playing Ephraim. One of the really... we have Leroy Holness, who people know from Rundown. He's in it too. Peter Kosa, who a lot of people... He does a lot of work at CDS, but he's also been in Rundown.
Yes.
And we have a lot of young people. Yeah, when I say young, they're brand new to the stage, some of them.
Right.
Swan Rodalis.
Right.
She's playing one of the major parts. And Patrick Lopez is somebody who's been on stage a couple of times, and he's really been quite impressive in the rehearsals. We're looking forward to showing him and all of the rest of the
we
folks
may have
off.
a feature as well with Matt Brown.
Matt Brown has a cameo.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a good ensemble cast.
So how many acts and scenes does the play have?
So it's 2 halves. You know, there's the first half intermission, and then there's the second half. So it's a full meal worth of a show. So, you expect to be there a couple hours. And I think people are going to thoroughly enjoy it.
Understand the setting in which this play will take place. Will there be calypso singing through the...
It's not a musical per se.
It's not a musical, but there is a lot of atmospheric music. So you'll hear bits and bits. I sing a little piece in there.
Oh, well, yes.
This is beginning.
She's trying to sing me out there. You don't want curse, so you sing.
Exactly. Actually, talking about that, we've rated the play PG, a little bit for language.
Okay.
So there is some...
Read in between the lines.
Yeah, a little bit of peppery language in there. It's nothing that you probably wouldn't be able to hear on television, but we're just saying that because we want to say to people it's more for high school students and
right. Up. Okay.
Fair enough. We wouldn't say bring your 4-year-old unless, that's your choice, though, because it's PG, so it's entirely up to the parent to decide what they want to do there. Yeah.
So how can persons receive their tickets for the play, and what's the cost?
So they can come to the Cayman National Cultural Foundation, the producers of the play. The cost is $30 for adults, $15 for students. And I want to particularly mention that we've received some sponsorship for the production, which has made it a huge difference. I mean, we really cannot do these kinds of things without the support of the community. And so we want to thank Butterfield for their support in making sure that this production is happening. So the tickets are available at Funky Tangs, Foster's Airport and the Strand.
And Healthcare Grand Harbour.
And then, of course, you can also come to the Hartwell Theatre. The CNCF office is open normal work hours. You can collect tickets there.
Or you can purchase online.
Yeah.
Good.
artscayman.org.
Right.
I also want to make special mention of our director, Henry Mutu, who has done a brilliant job. He's literally, how would you describe him?
He is mastermind of all of this.
Yeah.
He has directed the production and designed the set. Now, the set is incredibly realistic. It is fantastic.
I'm thinking of moving in after the show.
The detail that he puts into the set.
Right.
I am amazed by the set, let alone with characters playing in it. You will feel like you're actually there.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, why is Moon on a Rainbow Shawl an absolute must-see?
I think, as we said earlier, it's something that will touch on everybody. I mean, everybody has been there. Everybody has experienced this.
It has drama, comedy, heartbreak, battles, romance. It's a play that every single person, your grandmother to your sister to your teenage daughter can relate to, or your husband or your uncle or your brother. So,
I think people will be talking about it. So you don't want to miss it, because it really is something that we've put a lot of work into. We all are deeply committed to, and we have some talented people on the stage, and behind the scenes, Leslie Ann Bernard, for example, who's our stage manager, she's a talented actress herself, so she's very much part of this process. So it is really something that I think a lot of people are going to not only identify with, but even if they for some reason don't identify with it, I don't know why, they will still enjoy the actual care and detail that has gone into it, and as we said, they will feel the full range of emotions
with the storyline. Oh my, it is very intricate, and you will be truly entertained at all levels.
Now, as cast members, I'm going to throw you a little bit under the bus. Give us a sample of Mavis in all her action attacking you.
Oh dear, can we say this on?
So choose your scene. Choose your
television.
Line.
Oh, I mean radio.
Radio, and we're streaming live.
Oh, we are. I'm not sure that we can.
Be cautious of your choice of words, please.
But you know what? It's funny because although we do not like each other at all in this yard, we rarely confront each other directly. So she will have, and we're living really right next door to each other.
You're about a neighbor you hate?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So she'll have her conversations over there, and then the moment she turns her back, I have something to say about it, and she will do the same.
And my granny would say, "You throw a word." That's what we do
exactly,
constantly.
But the times that we actually do speak to each other, I'm not sure we can say it on radio in the morning.
I just think that's weird.
She's just my nosy neighbor.
On the edge of your seat, exactly. It's just, I mean, as I said, it is that person, or as I almost called you Mavis just now. As Giselle said, is that person who you have to interact with on a daily basis, who you just
despise,
can't stand. And they have every characteristic that you feel is beneath you, or is against everything that you stand for.
That's her character. I'm just a free spirit,
whatever,
that lives in a communal property that just want to go about my business.
And she just up in your business.
But I seem to remember you said some pretty nasty things about me at one
point.
Well,
yes, we do throw stones,
literally and figuratively.
For a moment there, I was wondering, character, or they're really just having a conversation?
I just play myself, yeah. Sometimes.
Our director said to us, you got to live this part. Live the part. So, if you're backstage, you're still in character. I think we kind of have to be in character for the entire month of November.
Not my entire character, but, for the most part.
So, yeah, it's... So you have opportunities to come see the show. Come see it on the opening night on the 1st of November. We're going to have, a wonderful opening night. I think one of our, we may even have a special. Did I tell you this? We may even have a special, something like Moon Over the Rainbow cocktail situation going on.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
Yeah, there's going to be some good stuff.
We have to teach her some Mavis etiquette.
Yeah.
You're a very insightful person. I have realized.
I just heard the name.
Fancy. Just because it's Mavis, it's not Beatrice.
That's true. Very true.
Gertrude.
Well, ladies, again, a quick recap. But before you go into the recap and letting people know when, where, how they can get their tickets, what can we expect from CNCF in the next few months and in 2019? I can't believe we're calling that year already.
I know, I can't keep up. So right after this, we have a Christmas, Cayman Christmas show, comedy show coming up that is actually going to tour the districts with Matt Brown and Rita Estevanovich and a few friends as well.
Excellent.
So people should look forward to hearing more about that. And then, of course, early in the new year, we prepare for K-Fest, and one of the big elements of that is Red Sky at Night. People look forward to that. That's the 2nd of March 2019, but you'll be hearing much more about it right here on Radio Cayman and in other means as well. And
ticket sales, purchases.
Okay, so basically anybody can purchase tickets for Moon on a Rainbow Shawl. That's what the production is called. By calling the Cultural Foundation 949-5477 for tickets, and you can also pick them up at local outlets, Foster's Airport and Strand, Funky Tangs, and Grand Harbor Healthcare Grand Harbor. And of course, you can purchase online at artscayman.org.
Girl. Gosh, you two just meshed right there. Despite you being in character, you love and hate each other's guts. Thank you so much for dropping in and giving us the opportunity to put the spotlight on CNCF and this upcoming show. We want to wish you all success, and we hope that you have that turnout so big that you definitely have to put on one or two extra showings.
We're ready for it.
It has been a pleasure, Giselle and Miss Marcia Mathieu. Stay tuned for more Radio Cayman's entertainment. It has been a pleasure. We want to thank our sponsors, GreenTurtle.ky and Cayman Medical Supplies. Until Tuesday, have a safe and fabulous Thursday.